Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Kevin from Texas Metalhead YouTube channel. I just wanted to say thank you for viewing this video. Here's my Stratomatic baseball board game, version 2016. Unfortunately, I recorded this game and I accidentally deleted it before I uploaded it to YouTube. It was a mistake on my part. So I'm going to redo the entire game. We're obviously going to have a different result. The scores will be different, but I'm going to go with the same two pitchers, and I'll explain who they are in a moment. I just wanted to introduce you to the game. This is going to be this would be a video recording of the Stratomatic baseball board game broadcast number 2. So let me give you the information, and I hope you enjoy this session that I'll be playing through. I'm going to play all 9 innings. So let me go ahead and set the phone down and we can get started. Thank you again for supporting my YouTube channel. This is Kevin Kaler, Texas Metalhead. As you can see, tonight's contest, baseball game, will be between the Chicago White Sox, who are the visiting team, and the Toronto Blue Jays, which are the home team. So let me adjust this right here. Okay. Just going to have a seat. Always have that noise. All right, so this contest, this baseball game takes place in Toronto. The Rogers Center used to be the Toronto Sky Dome in Toronto, Canada. Now it's the Rogers Center in Toronto, Canada. And I got a lot of respect for Canadian baseball. I really like the Toronto Blue Jays. I've always had respect for them. I kind of admire them. You know, they're a good team, great team. And they're taking on the visiting Chicago White Sox, the American League team from the south side of Chicago. The Chicago White Sox versus the Toronto Blue Jays for tonight's matchup. Starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays will be J.A. Happ. His 2016 pitching record was 20 wins, only 4 losses, with an ERA of 3.18, and he had 32 starts. He's going to be the starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, and for the visiting Chicago White Sox will be Chris Sale. I'll give you his stats as well. He's a future Cy Young Cy Young candidate, if you ask me. I mean, just spectacular left-handed pitcher for the Chicago White Sox. His record for 2016 was 17 wins and 10 losses. So it wasn't his best year, but he still struck out a ton of people. And his ERA was 3.34 in 32 starts. Now, understand that Chris Sale is no longer with the White Sox. This was taking place, this board game will use the statistics for each team from the 2016 year, so last year, because 2017 is, we're what, 3 months into, now 4 months into 2017, so all these stats were compiled back when the players were playing, pitchers were playing for their teams in 2016. With that said, let's get started. So J.A. Happ is a starting pitcher. He's already on the mound. He's taking his warm-up pitches. And I just want to tell you, this is so exciting. I love to announce these baseball board games because the results are always different. And I want to thank Stratomatic Baseball Boards Games and the Stratomatic Computer Baseball Games, you know, for allowing me to experience the joy of dice-controlled baseball board games. So here we go. Play ball. So Chicago's getting their lineup set up, and Toronto is having their players take the field, and we're just about to start. I'm going to go ahead and just keep track of the score. I'm not going to keep track of statistics such as walks, strikeouts. Well, I'll probably do walks, and I'll probably write down walks and strikeouts because that's always an interest to me. Also, I'll record RBIs, you know, home runs, major stats, but I'm not going to get into advanced stats such as left on base, players who are left on base, or number of sac flies, or number of double plays, or number of errors. Nothing like that. I'm going to make it real simplified. But understand that this is an American League baseball game, so both American League teams will have their designated hitter in the lineup. Thank you for listening, and let's get started. Roll them bones. Roll, man, roll, man, roll. Okay, starting. Leadoff for the Chicago White Sox, Austin Jackson, playing center field. He has a fielding rating of 3. So as you know from the first broadcast that I have now uploaded onto my Texas Metalhead YouTube page, this game involves 3 dice and 1 20-sided die. So you have a white die, which is a main die, only 1 white die, and 2 red dies. So what you do is, for new listeners and new to baseball board games, or Stratomatic board games, is you can roll the white die individually and then next roll the 2 red die together, or you can roll all 3 dice, roll all 3 dice together, and it's going to give you a result. And let's do an example here. Okay, Austin Jackson, he's a batter, so his column is 1, 2, and 3. J.A. Happ, the opposing pitcher for Toronto, his pitching card is 4, 5, 6. So for the sake of example, I will roll a sample for you. I'm rolling right now, holding the die in my hand, and I rolled a 2-8. So let's just go ahead and take that. We're going to go ahead and play this one out. Okay, so a 2, that goes to Austin Jackson's batter card. Austin Jackson's batter card. So it's a 2-8. So you first look at the white die 2, which is the second column on the batter card, and you'll count down 8 numbers. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you will look at what the description of 8 is, which is a ground ball to third base A. So if it's ground ball third base A, ground ball third base B, ground ball third base C, the result will always be an out. So Austin Jackson grounds out to third base. Number 2 batter, Melky Cabrera, left field, fielding rating of 3. Okay, we have a 5, a 5-8. 5-8, now we're going to consult the pitcher card. 5-8, column 5. Number 8 is a fly ball right field B. So that's the second out for the Chicago White Sox. So the White Sox are already down, have 2 outs, or Toronto has induced 2 outs. The number 3 batter, Adam Eaton for the Chicago White Sox. He plays right field. His fielding rating is 1. Okay, so we have a 3, a 3-10. 3-10, column 3, 10, batter card is a single. So Adam Eaton has gotten a single. He's on base, he's on first with a single. And there's asterisks behind it, which means if the next batter gets a hit, then Adam Eaton can take an extra base. So let's say the next batter is Jose Abreu, first base, and his fielding rating is 4. So if Jose Abreu gets a single or double, it will advance Adam Eaton. So he's either going to be a third with a hit by Jose Abreu, or he will be coming home for the score. If Jose Abreu gets a single or double. Here we go. Okay, J.A. Happ pitched, J.A. Happ pitches the ball, and it's a 3-8. We rolled a 3-8 batter card. 3-8 is a ground ball to shortstop A. So that's 3 outs for the Chicago White Sox. So J.A. Happ is pitching very well. 3 up, 3 down. And that is the end of the top of the first inning. So what we're going to do now is shuffle the cards and get ready for Toronto to take their at-bats. And Chicago will go out to the field to play defense. Chicago leaves 1 runner on base. Now we have Chris Sale. He'll be facing the leadoff hitter for the Toronto Blue Jays, Michael Saunders. He's a left fielder, and his fielding rating is 3. Okay. Michael Saunders at bat. And he rolls a 1-8. 1-8 Toronto batter card. So a 1-8 is a fly ball to right field, and that's an out. Oh, better move these. Better move the Chicago cards. As I mentioned earlier, Toronto's at bat, and Chicago is in the field, and they're on defense. Second batter, Josh Donaldson, third baseman, and he has a fielding rating of 2. 4-10. 4-10's a pitching card. 4-10 pitching card, ground ball, second base C. And that's the second out for Toronto. Third batter is Troy Tulowitzki, shortstop for the Toronto Blue Jays. He has a fielding rating of 2. And he faces off against the tough left-hander for the Chicago White Sox, Chris Sale. We have a 1-6 Toronto batting card. 1-6 is a walk. So Tulowitzki's on base with a walk. And that is Chris Sale's first walk of the game. Next batter, Jose Bautista, right fielder for the Toronto Blue Jays. He has a fielding rating of 3. And he faces off against Chris Sale with 2 outs. A 1-9. 1-9, Jose Bautista, batter card. 1-9 is a strikeout. So a big strikeout, a big K for Chris Sale. He got a big home run threat, base hit threat out of there. And so Jose Bautista is retired as he struck out. Okay, I'm going to shift the cards around. I'm hoping to get all the game in. In fact, I better start keeping score. Okay. So let me do that. As I mentioned before, I'm just going to score the game. I'm not going to really keep stats. I might keep strikeout stats, perhaps, but I'm not quite sure. So this is game 2. Let's put it right here. Okay, so we have White Sox. They're the visitors. And we have the Toronto Blue Jays. And they're at home. So the White Sox failed to score in the first inning. Top of the first. And in the bottom of the first, Toronto fails to score in the bottom of the first. On to the top of the second inning. Cool, cool. Okay. Once again, thank you for viewing and listening to this broadcast. It's a lot of fun. It's great enjoyment for me. It's relaxing and just a fun way to connect with my YouTube fans. And I just love uploading videos, you know, that interest me, and I hope they interest you as well. Okay, Chicago White Sox up to bat. Todd Frazier, third baseman, fielding rating 3. Todd Frazier, the Todd father. 3-7, 3-7, 3-7 batting card, and 3-7 is a walk. So Todd Frazier's on base with a walk. So J.A. Happ issues his first walk. Brett Lowry, second baseman for Toronto Blue Jays. No, sorry, Chicago White Sox. He used to play for the Blue Jays. Sorry, my mistake. So that's Brett Lowry, second base, Chicago White Sox. These guys need to stick to one team. And he's got a fielding rating of 3. And it's a 6-4 for Brett Lowry. Let's see what happens. 6-4. And that's to the pitcher. 6-4 is a ground ball shortstop X. So this is a fielder check. So we're going to consult the fielding chart. Let me get that. Fielding chart. And we got to find out who the shortstop for Toronto is, and we already know who that is, Troy Tulowitzki. So, Troy has a fielding rating of 2. So we're looking at shortstop 2. Let's see what happens for Brett Lowry. Okay, it's an 8. Shortstop on a 2. Split number 8, column 2 is an out. And that appears to be a double play. So J.A. Happ induces a double play. Brett Lowry grounds to shortstop. Todd Frazier is out at second. And running to first, Brett Lowry is called out at first. And that's a double play. Great job, Toronto. Toronto turns its first double play of the game. Wow, too cool. Next up for the Chicago White Sox is Carlos Sanchez. He bats for the Chicago White Sox with 2 outs, and he's their second baseman. He has a fielding rating of 2. Okay, it's a 6-5. 6-5 pitcher card, 6-5, and that's a strikeout. So J.A. Happ with another K. He strikes out Carlos Sanchez. with a changeup. And all right, here we're moving on to the bottom of the second inning. And Chris Sale takes the mound once again for the Chicago White Sox. He's known for striking out batters. His pitching is really unpredictable. As I mentioned, he's a left-hander. His delivery is very unorthodox. He's a sidewinder, and it's really hard for especially left-handed batters to pick up the ball the release from his hand. But it looks like he, from watching all of his games, or a lot of his games, that he throws a wicked slider and he throws a really good fastball, but the slider just absolutely carves up batters. All right. Brief intermission. I'm going to do a score here. So the White Sox failed to score on J.A. Happ, so it's no runs in the top of the second. And now batting is the Toronto Blue Jays against the tough Chris Sale. Edwin Encarnacion. He's the first baseman for the Toronto Blue Jays, and he has a fielding rating of 3. Rolling the die. The result is a 3-5. I apologize, I have congestion again. Sorry about that. A 3-5 is a walk. So Chris Sale issues a walk. Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin Encarnacion is now on first. Justin Smoke wins fatality. Justin Smoke, first baseman, Toronto Blue Jays. Fielding rating of 2 against Chris Sale. And he rolls a 4-10. 4-10 Chris Sale. 4-10 is a ground ball, second base, C. So that might be a double play, y'all. Let's see. Justin Smoke grounds to second. Runners forced from first to second. That is a double play. Nice play by Chris Sale. So Justin Smoke grounds into a double play, and that wipes out Edwin Encarnacion and Justin Smoke for 2 outs. So great job by the White Sox. Next batter is Russell Martin, a catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. Veteran. He has a fielding rating of 2. And it's a 2-4. 2-4 batting card. 2-4 is a fly ball, left field B. And that concludes that part of the inning, the bottom of the second. 3 outs for the Blue Jays. Sorry for the pause. We're switching cards. Okay, so Toronto goes out in the field. And Chicago's up to bat again in the top of the third, I believe. Yes, we're now approaching the top of the third. And Chicago is at bat. Present score is Chicago White Sox 0 and the Toronto Blue Jays 0. Okay, we're going back to J.A. Happ. J.A. Happ has taken the mound once again for the Toronto Blue Jays, and he will be facing Omar Narvaez, the Chicago White Sox catcher. He has a fielding rating of 3. The roll is a 3-6, so batter card 3-6 is a single. So Omar Narvaez is on with a single. Great job. Great job, Omar. Tim Anderson is up next at bat for the Chicago White Sox, and he's their shortstop. He has a fielding rating of 3. Okay, we rolled a 1-7 batter card. 1-7 is a fly ball to left field B. So that's a 1 out. So we got 1 out with 1 man on base. And now we'll go back to we'll go back to the top of the Chicago White Sox batting order, which is, let me check. Got to mix these up. Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson, there he is. Austin Jackson, Melky Cabrera. Okay. Adam Eaton. So here it is. Here it is, the present, or my Chicago White Sox batting lineup. Batting first is Austin Jackson. Batting second is Melky Cabrera. Batting third is Adam Eaton. Batting fourth, Jose Abreu. Batting fifth, Todd Frazier. Batting sixth, Brett Lowry. Batting seventh, Carlos Sanchez. Batting eighth, Omar Narvaez. And batting ninth is Tim Anderson. So Austin Jackson is up to bat. He's a leadoff hitter for the Chicago White Sox. And he's going up against J.A. Happ with 1 out. He's hoping to advance his buddy, Omar Narvaez, the second. Austin Jackson. Result, 3-7, batting card. 3-7 is a walk. So J.A. Happ issues another walk for, and now Chicago has 2 batters on base with only 1 out. Melky Cabrera, always a threat to get a base hit or extra bases, is up to bat for the Chicago White Sox, left fielder. And I just knocked over the game piece, game marker. Result of the roll is a 2-5. 2-5 is a fly ball to center field B. So that's 2 away for the Toronto Blue Jays. Adam Eaton is up to bat for the Chicago White Sox. He's their right fielder. There are now 2 White Sox, 1 on first, Omar Narvaez, and 1 on second, Austin Jackson. No, correction. Omar Narvaez is on second, and Austin Jackson is on first. I apologize. With Adam Eaton at bat. 4-7. 4-7. Pitcher card, 4-7 is a walk. Wow, that's already another walk issued by J.A. Happ. And right now, he just cannot get his control. He's having problems with his control. He's already issued, I think that's his 3rd walk. So now bases are juiced. Bases are loaded. The ducks are on the pond. For Brett Lowry, 2 outs. Will he be the hero? Let's find out. J.A. Happ pitching to Brett Lowry. And we have a 4-9. 4-9 pitcher card. 4-9. All right. Now we have a chance for extra bases on a 4-9. So if I roll a 1, it'll be a triple, which will result in 2 or 3 RBIs, or a single with extra bases. So let's see what happens. This is Brett Lowry, and it is a 16, so that's a solid single. So Lowry drives in. Let's see. Got to put this together. It's a 16, a single, extra bases, so that wipes out these 2. So, so let's see. Omar Narvaez scores. Austin Jackson scores. And that'll put Adam Eaton at 3rd, and Brett Lowry will be on at 1st. Oh my gosh, that was impressive. So Brett Lowry with a 2-run extra base hit. Amazing. So Omar Narvaez. returns to the dugout. Austin Jackson returns to the dugout. Now we have Adam Eaton of Chicago on third and Brett Lowry at first. And J.A. Happ is really in trouble. He's only got 2 outs. And now he has to face the Todd father. The Todd father, Todd Frazier, third baseman, with 2 men on. So this is a challenging situation. Definitely a stressful situation for J.A. Happ. And I knocked over the runner again. Whoops. 6-4. 6-4 is a pitcher card. Hopefully Happ will get some kind of, luck or a positive result. 6-4 is ground ball shortstop X. All right, so we're going to check who's the shortstop for the White Sox. Let me check on that. Shortstop for the White Sox is Tim Anderson. He's a 3. We're going to go to the shortstop or fielding chart under the shortstop section. And remember, he's a 3. Tim Anderson's a 3, so we roll a 20 for the shortstop. He's a 3, column 3. Split number 20. 1, 2, 3. We're going to roll the 20-sided die again. 3. 3, count over 3. 1, 2, 3, and that's a clean single. So Todd Frazier is on base with a single. Brett Lowry at second, and of course Adam Eaton comes in for another run. Unbelievable. So at the moment, J.A. Happ is just getting hammered. He's already given up 3 runs to the Chicago White Sox. And still only 2 outs. So Adam Eaton scores, Brett Lowry to second, and Todd Frazier on first. And I would say that the Toronto bullpen is going to get active pretty quick. Carlos Sanchez, second baseman for the Chicago White Sox. He has a fielding rating too. Okay, so we got a 6'10". A 6'10 is, let me see, J.A. Happ pitcher card. 6'10 is a catcher's card X. So we got another fielding check. Wow. All right, we're looking at the catcher, and then this will be Russell Martin for the Toronto Blue Jays. And he has a fielding rating of 2, catcher 2. So let's see what happens. 2, out on a dribbler, so he gets out. Carlos grounds out to the pitcher, or a dribbler. What is it? A dribbler up the line or just over home plate. And he is out, and he's thrown out at first. And that ends the threat for the White Sox, but they do the damage. And it is now 3-0 Chicago White Sox. 3-0 in the 3-0 White Sox in the top of the third. So the White Sox strike hard against the Toronto Blue Jays. Now Blue Jays are back up to bat, and it is now the bottom of the third. Okay, so let's see. Bottom of the third. And Chris Sale's back to pitch for the Chicago White Sox. White Sox on defense. Toronto back at a bat. And Kevin Millar steps up to the plate. He's their center fielder. And he is a defensive specialist. He may be a future Gold Glover. He is a center fielder with a fielding rating of 1. And we got a 3-5. 3-5 batter card. 3-5 is a fly ball center field B. So Kevin Millar flies out to center field. It's Kevin Pillar, sorry. Different guy. Darwin Barney up to bat next, second baseman against Chris Sale. A 212. 212 is a batter card. 212, a line out to third. So Darwin Barney lines out to third and sustains an injury. So Darwin Barney's down on the ground. I'm not sure what happened. He may have pulled a hamstring running to first or some kind of injury. So let's check on it. Okay, it looks like Darwin Barney may be out a couple of games. But what we got to do now is check the injury chart. Injury duration chart. That's a real shame. Darwin Barney is really an important component to this Toronto Blue Jays team. He's a strong second baseman. Definitely the Blue Jays are going to miss his presence. So let's see how long Darwin Barney's going to be out of the game, out for the Toronto Blue Jays. I rolled a 3, so batter is just temporarily injured and remains in the game. So he might have just got shook up. Thank goodness. I'm glad. So take your base, batter. Actually, he ground out, so he's out. So that's 2 outs. But I'm glad that he didn't have to leave the game for very long. Chris Sale still pitching for the White Sox, and they are in the lead. And after Darwin Barney, let's see who's up to bat next. Darwin Barney, yeah. So we're back to Michael Saunders. So back to the top of the order. Michael Saunders. Looking through here. Michael Saunders, okay. Donaldson, Tulowitzki. Okay, there we go. All right, sorry about that delay. Michael Saunders at bat against Chris Sale. Let's see what happens. Michael Saunders plays left field for the Toronto Blue Jays. And it's a 1-9, 1-9, and that's batter advantage, batter card. 1-9 is a double. So Michael Saunders is on base with a double. That's a big double for the Toronto Blue Jays. Josh Donaldson up batting next, third base. He has a chance to drive in his buddy. And we get a 1-7, 1-7, and again, batter advantage, 1-7, batter card is a walk. So Chris Sale issues, I guess, his second walk. I'm not really sure. I haven't been keeping track, but very interesting. So both pitchers are having a little bit of control issues with their pitches. Troy Tulowitzki has a chance to drive in 2 and get 2 RBIs. Or hit a home run and take all 3. Troy Tulowitzki, shortstop. Okay, we got a 1 and a 7. Again, batter advantage. So they're getting all over Chris Sale right now. 1-7 is a ground ball, third base A. So let me check something. Darwin Barney is out. Kevin Pillar is out. So that's 2 outs. So 2 outs. And a 1-7 is a ground ball to third base A. So Troy Tulowitzki grounds out to third base, and that's a 3rd out for the Toronto Blue Jays. They threaten but do not score. Okay. So let me make some adjustments here. And Toronto leaves 2 men on base. I think I'm getting off track. I need to keep the score going. Okay, so at the beginning of the 4th inning, Chicago White Sox lead the Toronto Blue Jays 3-0. So at the moment, at this time, the Chicago White Sox are shutting out the Toronto Blue Jays at home. Wow. And unfortunately for Toronto, that really works in Chris Sale's favor, because he's going to get tougher and tougher as the innings go along. Okay, J.A. Happ is back up to pitch for the Toronto Blue Jays, and he's probably on a short leash meaning that Toronto's already starting to get a relief pitcher warming in the bullpen. They know that he's been having trouble, and they don't want to run into trouble after, sooner or later on. So that's a smart move on part of the Toronto Blue Jays. So let's see who's going to relieve J.A. Happ. I'm on the wrong cards. Whoops. Got these backwards. Chicago's on left. Toronto's on right. Okay, Melvin Upton is out of the game. We'll go with Robert Osuna. So Robert Osuna is warming in the bullpen for the Toronto Blue Jays. So cool. Alright, J.A. Happ is still pitching for the Blue Jays, but let's see if he can complete this half inning. Next batter up is Jose Abreu. He is their first baseman, Chicago White Sox. Okay, Abreu, I roll a 4 and a 9. 4-9 is a triple or single. Let's see what happens. A 4-9. A 4-9-15. A 4-9-15 is a single with a chance of extra bases. Great. Wonderful. That's awesome for Chicago. Okay, where is my Chicago cards? I guess I mixed them. Yeah, sorry, I mixed them. I don't know why. Okay, Toronto's here. Excuse me. I apologize. I'm just I got my cards mixed up, so just a moment, please. That's Toronto. Okay, Toronto. So after Jose Abreu, I got to check, but I think it was Jose Abreu is Todd Frazier is the next batter. My apologies once again. Todd Frazier, Todd Father, where are you at? Seems like he just batted, but it's saying that he's up next. Todd Father. The Todd Father, Mr. Third Base, is batting for the White Sox. Jose Abreu. Okay, so nobody out. We got one man on from Chicago on first. Jose Abreu and nobody out. A 5-8. 5-8 is on the Todd Father is 5-8 is a fly ball to right field B. So that'll hold the runner. They're going to hold the runner at first. Or the runner will stay at first, rather. Tim Anderson is up next. Todd Frazier. No, Brett Lowry. Yeah, I'm off. Okay, it's Brett Lowry. And then Carlos Sanchez. Yeah, Brett Lowry, then Carlos, then Omar, then Tim. Okay, then Tim Anderson. Okay, I got it. Sorry. So Brett Lowry's up next, batting. Okay, we got a 4 and a 10. 4-10 on J.A. Happ, pitcher card, is a ground ball, second base C. So once again, another double play. Incredible. So Brett Lowry grounds into a double play, which wipes out Jose Abreu and Brett Lowry are both retired. Double play, that's 3 outs. Wow. So J.A. Happ may not be ready to leave this ball game as of yet. What a way to pitch. They call it a pitcher's best friend, the double play, and it certainly benefited J.A. Happ that time. Okay, Toronto's back up to bat. And they're going against Chris Sale, who's just simply cruising. Robert Osuna will take over for J.A. Happ in the next inning. see. Let me score that. So Chicago fails to score, and Toronto is once again at bat, and we're in the bottom of the fourth. So this game's going by pretty quick. Jose Bautista for the Toronto Blue Jays up the bat. A 1-9, 1-9, batter card 1-9, and he gets struck out. Chris Sale with his first K, or one of them. I'm not really sure. I'm not tracking them, but okay, Bautista and Encarnacion. Next is Edwin Encarnacion. So let me find him. Edwin Encarnacion. Okay, he's up to bat. Edwin Encarnacion, first base, up to bat against Chris Sale of the White Sox. Okay, 3-4 batter card. 3-4 is a fly ball to the center field B. So that's 2 outs for Chris Sale, and he's cruising. Edwin Encarnacion. Next up to bat is Justin Smoke, first baseman for Toronto Blue Jays. Justin Smoke. And I roll a 4-11. Justin Smoke, Chris Sale card, a 4-11 is a fly ball to left field X. So we're going to test the left fielder and see what happens. Okay, we're looking at Toronto's left fielder, who is Toronto's left fielder? I don't have it written down. Golly. Okay, sorry about that. Toronto's left fielder is, I could guess. I'm thinking that it is Josh Donaldson, maybe? Toronto's left fielder. The question of the day, who is Toronto's left fielder? We're looking that up, or rather I am. Toronto's left fielder is Michael Saunders, and he's a 3. So we're looking at outfield 3. So Justin Smoke hits one out to the outfield. He's a 3. Split number 4, 1, 2, 3, safe at second on an error. So that would mean safe. Okay, Justin Smoke is safe on second with an error. So he must have hit it fairly short, and Michael Saunders threw the ball away, which was an error. And it allowed Justin Smoke to get to second on the error. So we got a man on second for Toronto and 2 outs. Up next to bat is Russell Martin, the veteran catcher, Toronto Blue Jays. And it's a 4-6, and that goes to the pitcher. 4-6 is a strikeout. So another K for Chris Sale, and he really needed that one. Big strikeout for Chris Sale. Awesome. And we're moving on to the 5th inning. What an amazing game. So cool. That's what's cool about this baseball board game, the Stratomatic board games, is each result is completely different. Each result will just be an entirely different game. You just never know what, because you have some control over it because you're rolling dice, but you also don't have complete control over the game. So it really does require some managerial skills, but it's not that difficult. It's a lot of fun. Okay, Chris Sale did his job. He leaves the mound. And J.A. Happ is now, his night is done. And stepping in for J.A. Happ in relief is Robert Osuna. So Robert Osuna of Toronto is going to face off against, looks like Carlos Sanchez, their Chicago White Sox's designated hitter. So Robert Osuna is in the game at relief. And he's going to face Carlos Sanchez, DH for Chicago White Sox. 6-6, 6-6. Back to the pitcher. 6-6 is a fly ball center field B. So Carlos Sanchez is retired. Up next, at bat for the Chicago White Sox, Omar Narvaez, catcher. Okay, we got a 1 and a 9. A 1-9 is batter card. 1-9 fly ball right field B. So that's the second out. Great. Number 9 hitter, Tim Anderson, their shortstop for the White Sox. He's going against Robert Osuna, and he rolls a 2-4, 2-4, batter card 2-4, a fly ball center field B. So Osuna comes in and gets 3 straight outs, exactly what he wanted to do. What a great start for Robert Osuna of the Toronto Blue Jays. Okay. So checking the White Sox cards. And why am I missing some? I don't know why. Huh? I don't know. Well, anyway. So that no runs for the Blue Jays. No runs for the White Sox, so we're already on the 5th. I apologize. We're already to the bottom of the 5th, and Toronto is at bat. So we're at the bottom of the 5th. The White Sox still lead 3-0. Chris Sale and his Chicago White Sox are shutting out the Toronto Blue Jays at home at the Rogers Center in Toronto, Canada. Amazing. Kevin Pillar up next to bat for the Toronto Blue Jays, and he's their center fielder. He is a very good fielder, very fast. Kevin Pillar. He has a stealing rating of B. A 6-6. Okay, Kevin Pillar. Not Millar, sorry. 6-6 is back to the pitcher card. 6-6 comes out to a strikeout. So Chris Sale just seems to get stronger as the inning moves on, as the game gets deeper into the later innings. Kevin Pillar, Darwin Barney is still in the game. As y'all know, Darwin Barney sustained a mild injury, and it was questionable if he was going to be able to continue the game. But the trainers came out and checked on him, and it appears that he's going to be okay. He's still at second. He's their second baseman, and he's batting for the Toronto Blue Jays. Darwin Barney. 1-7 on batter card, fly ball to left field B. And that's the second out for the White Sox. And Chris Sale. Troy Tulowitzki is not the next batter. I don't think so. Darwin Barney, that's correct. Michael Saunders is the leadoff. So, yeah, these are out of order. Sorry. Michael Saunders. Good thing I caught that. Leadoff hitter. Michael Saunders, left field. Fielding rating, 3. Okay, that's strange, though, because it says his steal rating. He's not a very good stealer. It says his steal rating is only E. That's really weird. I don't know why I put him at leadoff, but there you go. 4-8. 4-8 pitcher card. Excuse me, sore throat. And a 4-8 is a final out, a fly ball to left field B. Great job, Chris Sale. And Chris Sale is proving to everyone why he's one of the best pitchers in the game, and why he is so coveted by other major league teams. Robert Osuna of the Toronto Blue Jays is back up to pitch for the Blue Jays. And now we're, where are we at? Toronto fails to score. We're already at the top of the 6th, and the White Sox are batting once again. And it is the White Sox, yes, that are batting. And where did I leave off? I have no clue. Does anyone remember where I left off? Just kidding. Brett Lowry, okay. Brett Lowry is... Tim Anderson. I believe it's back to Austin Jackson. Yeah. So we got our leadoff guy back up to bat. But where are the cards? That's the golden question. So they probably got mixed in here. What in the world? Sorry. Apologize for this. For some reason, I misplaced some cards. There they are. I see them. I don't know why I put them to the side, but I did. Okay, so we got Austin Jackson batting for the White Sox, Melky Cabrera, and Adam Eaton. Not that the White Sox need any help, because they're totally dominating the Blue Jays, but let's see what happens. Robert Osuna against Austin Jackson, center fielder. It's a 5-9. 5-9 pitcher card. 5-9 is a strikeout. So Osuna with a big strikeout to keep a fast man off base. That's great job, Osuna. Melky Cabrera, left field. Okay. 1-8. 1-8, Melky Cabrera, batter card. And it's a single with a chance for extra bases. Following Melky Cabrera, batting number 3 is Adam Eaton. So he has a chance to drive in one runner. And it's a 5-6. So we roll a white die 5, red die 6, and that goes to the pitcher. 5-6 is a strikeout. Another K for Osuna. That was outstanding. Caught him looking. Fastball. Okay, Osuna. And up next, batting is Jose Abreu. Big bat of the Chicago White Sox. He's their first baseman. Got a lot of power, but not the best defensive first baseman. Okay, we got a 1-7, Jose Abreu. 1-7 turns into a fly ball left field B. So Jose Abreu flies out for the third out. And that completes the batting order for the White Sox in the top of the 6th inning. Okay, I'm trying to keep these together. Okay, I don't know what... Let's put it like that. All right. Way to go. I got to get a water, so I'm going to take a small break. I'm looking at the timer right now, and we're at the 58-minute mark. So I'm just going to go ahead and complete the game. We're already at the 59-minute mark. We're almost to the end of the game, so we're just going to go ahead and continue. Okay, so that was... Yeah, that was a... Okay, that was the White Sox. White Sox failed to score in the top of the 6th. Now it's the bottom of the 6th, and Toronto's back up to bat. And we have... I think it's Josh Donaldson is up next. Josh Donaldson, yeah. And then Tulowitzki and then Bautista, and so forth. So up to bat for the Toronto Blue Jays is Josh Donaldson, third base. And we rolled a 6-7. 6-7 comes out to Chris Sale. Fly ball, right field, B. So that's the first out for the White Sox. Troy Tulowitzki, shortstop. For the Toronto Blue Jays. 3-6. 3-6, batter card. 3-6 is a single. So Tulowitzki is on base, on first with a single. One moment. I got to get a water or something. Thank you for allowing me to take that break. Tulowitzki is now on first. Jose Bautista at bat for the Toronto Blue Jays. One out. It's a 1, a 7, 1-7, batter card. 1-7 is a walk. So Chris Sale once again issues another walk. But actually that was not a bad walk because he knows how much of a threat Bautista is. He's one of the leading home run hitters in the major leagues. And yearly, he leads the league in home runs. Bautista, then Encarnacion. We got Edwin Encarnacion up the bat, and then Justin Smoke. I got to get these in order. Edwin Encarnacion. Toronto at bat with only one out, 2 men on base. 6-6. So this is really the first time that Chris Sale is being challenged. 6-6, and that's a pitcher card. 6-6 is another strikeout. Another K for Chris Sale. Wow. Justin Smoke up the bat. And now Toronto has 2 outs. Or Toronto's, has 2, no, Chicago White Sox, I don't know, it's confusing. Chicago White Sox with 2 outs. 5-10. 5-10, pitcher card. Pitcher card advantage is a ground ball third base X. So we're going to look at who is a third baseman for the Chicago White Sox. And that is Todd Frazier, and he's a 3. So let's check it out. Todd Frazier, Mr. 3, at third base. A 3-3 for third base. 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's a single. So we got another single. Todd Frazier is on. And Chris Sale is in trouble. Justin Smoke is now on with a single. So an error on Todd Frazier of the White Sox. And bases are loaded. Bases are loaded for Russell Martin, the catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. He has a chance to drive in 3, or if he hits a home run, it's a grand slam, which will get 4 RBIs. A 1-8. 1-8 pitch batter card. 1-8 is a single. So a clean single for Russell Martin. And the Blue Jays are on the board with a run. Okay, so that's that. Move. Okay, runner moves to third, runner moves to second, and Russell Martin ends up at first. So it appears that Jose Bautista is at third, Justin Smoke is at second, and Russell Martin is at first. And still only 2 outs for the White Sox, or Toronto. Okay, and this game is just really going on forever. Kevin Pillar for the Toronto Blue Jays. Just wow. Okay, Kevin Pillar batting with 3 men on. Bases are loaded. Let's see what happens. 3-9, 3-9. Batter card 3-9. Ground ball, shortstop A. So that's the third out. And so fortunately, Chris Sale is pretty upset with himself. He did give up a run, but he's also a bit relieved that he only gave up 1 run. It could have been a lot more damage. And that'll strand 3 runners, 3 of the Toronto Blue Jay runners, from scoring. And Chris Sale dodges the proverbial bullet. Okay, back to Osuna on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays. And I'm not keeping track. Okay. Toronto, top of the 6th. Now it's the 7th. Yeah, that was the... Okay, that was the White Sox. No. Correction. Okay, I'm confused here. Chicago White Sox did not score. Okay, we're at the top of the 7th. We're at the top of the 7th now. I confused myself. Top of the 7th. Chicago White Sox. Top of the 7th. Chicago White Sox batting. So let's see what happens. Carlos Sanchez at bat. Right? Carlos Sanchez, yeah. Against Robert Osuna. Carlos Sanchez versus Robert Osuna, pitcher. Okay, we got a 1-3, 1-3. Batter card is a ground ball, second base A. And this is interesting because if there was already a runner on base, that would have been a double play. Omar Narvaez. 1 out for Toronto. Omar Narvaez, catcher for the White Sox. Let's see how he does. 2-7. 2-7. Omar Narvaez, 2-7 is a walk. So Omar Narvaez is on base with a walk. Robert Osuna walked him. I mean, how can you walk the catcher? Come on. I'm kidding. Tim Anderson, shortstop, number 9. Batter for the Chicago White Sox. And there's a 2-7. 2-7. 2-7 is a ground ball, shortstop A. So that is a double play. So Toronto turns to double play. Tim Anderson grounds a shortstop and grounds into a double play. So Osuna definitely needed that double play. That was amazing. Alright. So we got Omar Narvaez, Tim Anderson, and we're back to Austin Jackson, top of the order. Austin Jackson, Melky Cabrera. I don't know how to get these out of order. I got to put them back in order. Okay, Austin Jackson, Melky Cabrera, Adam Eaton, Jose Abreu, Todd Frazier, Brett Lowry. Okay, there we go. Okay, time to place the score. So White Sox in the 7th do not score. Strand 1 man on base. And now Toronto bats in the bottom of the 7th. Oh, I forgot. It was a 7th inning stretch. So if you want to, go ahead and do your 7th inning stretch. Okay, Darwin Barney. Robert Osuna will be replaced in the next inning. Chris Sale is starting to get fatigued, so he might be replaced soon. And Toronto's at bat against the tough Chris Sale. Darwin Barney. What the heck? Yep. Is that right? No. Sorry, Michael Saunders is at bat for the Toronto Blue Jays. Or is it? What in the world, Michael? Yeah, it is Darwin Barney. That's strange. Okay, well, it seems like he's batting every time, but my mistake. Okay, it is. It's Darwin Barney at bat for next at bat for the Toronto Blue Jays. He's their second baseman. And it's a 6-8. 6-8 comes out to a triple or a single. Triple or single. So let's see what happens. 6-8. A triple would be a 1. A single, 2 through 20. And it's a 9. No, it's a 6. It's a 6. So on a 6, 6-8, 6, that is a single with an extra base chance. So Darwin Barney is on base with a single. Whew. Boy, this game fatigues you. It's fun, but it's tiring. Okay, Michael Saunders, leadoff hitter. Michael Saunders with one man on base, no outs. So Chris Sale is starting to have trouble again. 2-6, 2-6. Let's see what happens. 2-6. 2-6, batter card. 2-6 is a walk. So Chris Sale walks Michael Saunders. Michael Saunders and Toronto. Michael Saunders and Josh Donaldson. I'm looking at the wrong. Josh Donaldson up to bat. We got Josh Donaldson. Troy Tulowitzki. He's somewhere. Josh Donaldson. Troy Tulowitzki. Jose Bautista. Edwin Encarnacion. Josh Donaldson up to bat. And there are no outs. And Chris Sale. So 2 men on for Toronto, no outs. And Josh Donaldson is at bat. Okay, it's a 1-7, 1-7. Josh Donaldson is another walk. So Chris Sale is really having trouble right now. He's issued a ton of walks. He's been fortunate. He's only given up 1 run. But eventually, I'm sure his luck will run out. Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki, shortstop, up for the Toronto Blue Jays. And this could be trouble for Chris Sale. This might be his last batter that he faces. 5-7, 5-7 is trouble. Wow. Okay, 5-7. So if you roll a 1 through 8, that's a double. 5-7. If you roll a 9 through 20, it's a single. And it is a double. Oh my goodness. So Chris Sale is really getting lit up now. Troy Tulowitzki with a double, so that's going to drive in 2. So he's going to have 2. So Darwin Barney scores. Michael Saunders scores. Josh Donaldson moves over to third. And Tulowitzki is now on second. So Chris Sale has just given up 2 runs. And at the moment, Tulowitzki's at second and Donaldson is at third. And Chris Sale, the pitching coach, has come out to check on him, to talk with him. But right now, Chris Sale has not retired a batter in this inning. In this half of the inning, that is. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. So let me put in the score. Toronto with 2. Chicago. Oh, wait. Yeah. Was it? Oh, I made a mistake. One of these innings was Toronto scored 1 run. So at the moment, Chicago White Sox lead 3-1, but it may be 3-3 if Chris Sale, which he's going to be out of the game. He's going to be taken out of the game. So Chris Sale is now out of the game. And let's see who's going to relieve him for the White Sox. Just an unfortunate situation. Unfortunate turn of events, rather, for Chris Sale. And Dan Jennings is going to come in to pitch for the White Sox and hopefully try to get an out or two and limit the damage. But unfortunately, it doesn't get easy for the White Sox because Jose Bautista is up to bat with 2 batters on base. So Dan Jennings is warmed up now, and he's pitching to Jose Bautista of the Toronto Blue Jays. Let's see what happens. 1-8. 1-8. What a game, guys. What a game this is. 1-8 is a ground ball shortstop A. So let's see how that's going to work out. Okay, Jose grounded to shortstop. He's pretty fast, but he grounds to shortstop. So that is going to... 1 run's going to score. The man at second will be out, going to second, so that's an out. And Bautista is thrown out at first, so that's 2 away. But he did score, on that ground ball, he did score a run, or he did score one of his guys, which is Josh Donaldson scores. On the ground out of Bautista, that's kind of confusing. Yeah, Tulowitzki, so he's out. Tulowitzki's out. So, what in the world? Wait a sec. This is confusing. Okay, Bautista grounds to second. So the man on third scores. Whoever he was, I didn't remember. And Tulowitzki's wiped out. And Bautista's thrown out. So that's 3 away. So Dave Jennings induces a ground ball, and the Blue Jays score another run, but now they are retired. So I'm running out of battery. So let me finish this up as fast as I can. So great job, Dave Jennings. And it is now 3-3. We're moving on to the 8th. The White Sox are back up to bat. But the score is 3-3. So Chicago White Sox 3, Toronto Blue Jays 3. Awesome. Dan Jennings pitched for the Chicago White Sox. And now we have a new pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. And I'm looking it up right now. And the pitcher will be Aaron Sanchez. No, he's a starter. Excuse me. He can't be going in. Scott Feldman. Let's go with Jason Grilli. Jason Grilli up to pitch. Relief for the Toronto Blue Jays. And the White Sox are now in the top of the 8th. The game is now in the top of the 8th with... I need to mark where I left off. And it looks like Austin Jackson is up to bat. So Austin Jackson against Jason Grilli of the Toronto Blue Jays. Austin Jackson, let's see how he does. It's a 5-2. 5-2, pitcher card. 5-2 is a straight single. If I roll a 1 or 2, ground ball, out, a 3-20 on a 1-2, right? No, on a 5-2 rather. 5-2. 5-2, 20-sided die roll, 14, 5-2 is a ground ball first base C. So that's a straight out. That's an out for Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson grounds out for the White Sox. And that's 1 out for Toronto. Now we have Melky Cabrera at bat, left fielder. I roll a 1-7, 1-7. Melky Cabrera that's a single. So Melky Cabrera is on base with a single against Jason Grilli of the Toronto Blue Jays. Grilled cheese. Adam Eaton at bat next. And it's a 4-7. 4-7 comes out to be a walk. So Jason Grilli issues his first walk, rather. This is his first walk. So Adam Eaton is on base, Melky Cabrera on base, and there's only 1 out for Chicago. Checking. Yeah, it's Jose Abreu up next. So at bat, Jose Abreu. And he rolls a 4-5. I'm just going to say he rolls, even though I do. 4-5, Jason Grilli. That's a pitcher card, and that's a strikeout. Big strikeout. Big strikeout for the grilled cheese. Big strikeout for grilled cheese there. Todd Frazier batting for the Chicago White Sox. 2 outs. 2 men on base. Let's see what happens. And it's a 6-7. 6-7 pitcher card. 6-7, and that's another strikeout. So Jason Grilli is a power pitcher, and he proved it there by striking out Todd Frazier. All right, that's 3 away. That's 3 outs for Chicago. And now we'll move into the bottom of the 8th. So this game is rapidly coming to an end. And with that, Chicago strands 2 runners. And Jason Grilli with a great relief effort. Dan Jennings is back up on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays. And I'm writing my score. Okay, White Sox did not score in the top of the 8th. Now Toronto's batting in the bottom of the 8th. So next batter for the Toronto Blue Jays is Edwin Encarnacion, and he's going against Dan Jennings of the Chicago White Sox. 1-7. 1-7 batter card is a walk. 1-7 batter. Okay, Edwin Encarnacion. I got to check the lineup. Edwin Encarnacion. Where are you? Justin Smoke is up next batting. So let me fix that. Justin Smoke. Justin Smoke, Toronto. Okay, he's batting. Dan Jennings on the mound for Toronto, Dan Jennings on the mound for the Chicago White Sox, and nobody out. 2-7, 2-7 batter card. 2-7 is a single, so I can get a single if I roll a 1 through 5, or a line out 6 through 20. Justin Smoke, here's his chance. And it's a 7, that's a line out to first. So 1 out. Would that be 2 outs? Because, no. Yeah, he lined out to first, so this is going to move this guy to second. So Edwin Encarnacion is now on second. Okay, so that's 1 out. Justin Smoke is now out. This game is so complicated at times. Justin Smoke, Russell Martin up next. Batter, catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, Russell Martin. This might go into extra innings, y'all. I don't know. 5-10. 5-10 Russell Martin against Dan Jennings, and it's a 5-10. That's a ground ball, second base C. Second base C. So that's going to... How's that going to work? Okay, he grounds it. Russell Martin goes to third. No, that's... I don't know. Okay, if he grounds at second, he's going to throw to first. Russell Martin's definitely going to be out. Yeah, Edwin Encarnacion advances to third. So that's going to be the second out. So Edwin Encarnacion's now in scoring position at third. And batting next will be Kevin Pillar, speed man, center fielder. And let's see what happens. Okay, 1-1-7 batter card. 1-7 fly ball, left field B. So Kevin Pillar flies out to left field, and that's 3 outs recorded by the Chicago White Sox. Great defense there. Okay. It's getting down to the wire, y'all. Getting down to the wire. I know this has been a long game. Let's see what happens. Somebody's got to win. I think so. Bottom of the 8th. Toronto at bat. Yeah. No, that was... Man, I'm getting all confused. Okay, no, Toronto, that was Toronto, so Toronto fails to score. Now we're at the top of the 9th, and Chicago is back up to bat. Pardon. Jason Grilli, Toronto's back up on the mound, and he is facing Brett Lowry. So Brett Lowry is up next to bat for the Chicago White Sox. And it's a 1-3. 1-3 is a ground ball third base B. So if this if this remains a tie, I'm going to stop and then I'll continue. I'll resume with a new video later about who won the tiebreaker. Because this may be going to extra innings. Okay, Brett Lowry just grounded out. Carlos Sanchez is next. So Carlos Sanchez, I think his name is Carlos. It's something like that. I'm getting tired. But I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish somehow. Carlos Sanchez up to bat. Yeah, because we're already at an hour and 26 minutes, going on an hour and 27. This is a lengthy broadcast. Toronto pitching, Grilli against Carlos Sanchez. It's a 5-10. 5-10 batter card is a strikeout. Grilli, once again, just mowing batters down. Got him with that changeup. Okay. And up next would be Omar Narvaez, I believe. Yeah, Omar Narvaez is up next for the White Sox. Let's see how he does against Jason Grilli. And he rolls a 6-3. 6-3 pitcher card is a ground ball to first. X. So we're going to check the first baseman of Toronto, and that is Justin Smoke. And Justin Smoke is a 2 on first base, so let's see what happens. It looks like a 9. Yeah, that's a 9. 9 for first base. Smoke is a 2, so 9-2, and that's the third out recorded. Jason Grilli doing great in relief. So no score for the White Sox. No score for the White Sox in the top of the 9th. And now Toronto will be battling Chicago in the bottom of the 9th. So Toronto has a chance to win this ball game with a run or more. Incredible. You never know what you're going to get in these games. You just never know. So Justin Smoke, it looks to be, I'm not sure. Garcia, yeah. Justin Smoke is back up to bat. First baseman for Toronto. And he's going to face Dan Jennings for probably the last time. Let's see what happens. Justin Smoke, Toronto. 2-6. 2-6 on the batter card is a ground ball shortstop A. So that's an out. So Justin Smoke grounds out to shortstop. Amazing. Russell Martin, catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. He's going against Dan Jennings of the White Sox. And it is a 6-7. 6-7 comes out to be a fly ball center field B. So Russell Martin flies out to center field and is retired. And Russell Martin, and next is Kevin Pillar, speed guy for the Toronto Blue Jays. He plays center field. And it's a 210, 210. On the batter card, 210 is a line out to third, and that's 3 away. So we are going into extra innings. But I'd like to say we'll resume this video at another time. At this time, the video is 1 hour and 30 minutes and counting, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Thank you so much for listening in. The score at this time is in the top of the 10th. It'll be Chicago White Sox 3 and Toronto Blue Jays 3. So we're going into extra innings. Thank you for listening to my video cast. And this is Kevin on the Texas Metalhead YouTube channel. And I thank you so much for viewing my videos and listening to this video cast of my baseball board game. This is the Stratomatic baseball board game version 2016, and it is really exciting. So I highly recommend you play some baseball board games or the football version or basketball. It's a lot of fun. It's a great family game. There's always new outcomes because it goes based on statistics, but you're also rolling dice, so that always alters the outcome. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week, and thank you for tuning in. This is Kevin from Texas Metalhead YouTube channel. Good night. Thank you again for your support.